And there you go, Renee.
Awesome. I don't even know what week this is, y'all, but I think it's like week 4 or week 5, maybe week 5, week 6, something like that. Doesn't matter. So this week we are going to be learning, exploring, and gaining some new knowledge around the leader in action formula. So raise a hand or you can drop it in the comments. How many of you are already familiar with this formula? All right, I'm scrolling through. Looks like a pretty decent amount of you. Okay, so that is really good, and I'm glad to hear that. So the goal tonight is that you're going to walk away with a new perspective on how to leverage the formula, put action behind each of the different categories in the formula so that you can maximize your results in your business, grow your business, create a stronger foundation for your business, and smash the Grand Adventure Challenge. So Jamie Lynn was talking about that earlier. Is right now we've got this long 6-month contest going on for the Grand Adventure Challenge. And if you're not versed on what the challenge entails, I'm not going to go over that tonight. I'm just going to encourage you to log into your back office and click on the Contests and Promotions tab. And you can check out all of the different criteria as it relates to the Grand Adventure Challenge, what the prize is. You can even see your own points and the points of your downline. So it'll give you a really good idea of where people stand. Several of you got a head start. So back in the fall, if you did the Cooper 15, which was 15 enrollments, if you were in Isagenix, we have a lot of new folks joining us. So if you didn't, no stress, no worries. You still have an amazing opportunity and chance to blow up this challenge. You were rewarded with 5,000 points if you did 15 enrollments back in the fall. So several of you got a nice little boost and a head start. But for those of you who didn't, you have an incredible opportunity to grow your business leveraging this formula. And I'm bringing on tonight 2 rock star women who are using this formula in different ways, but each of them are using it with great success to grow their business. And what they're doing, and they're going to go into more details and give you action items. Like this is exactly the actions that they're doing to grow this column and this column and this column. For those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, I want to share with you guys my screen real quick so that you can see what exactly the leader in action formula or worksheet looks like. And if anyone has a link, a direct link to the actual worksheet, if you wouldn't mind dropping it in the chat, that would be awesome. So that this way we make sure that everybody is familiar. Hold on, I'm just going to share my screen real quick. All right, everyone is familiar with this. So this is what the leader in action worksheet looks like. If you've never seen this before, it doesn't matter whether you are brand spanking new and you're an associate, or you've been in Isagenix for 5-6 years like myself, all right? It does not matter. Every one of us should be tracking our businesses and our growth and our activity based on this formula. And the reason why is it makes sure that you have well-rounded business and that you're spending your time wisely in all of the different areas that make up a strong and stable business, okay? And those 4 areas, I'm not going to go into in depth because our guest speakers are going to do that, and I don't want to steal their thunder because they are so amazing and I learn from them daily. But the 4 categories are going to be your personal cycle growth. Okay, if you have no idea what that means, that's absolutely okay, because Samantha is going to cover what personal cycle growth is and how to figure out what your personal cycle benchmark is. If you don't even know what that means, that's okay. But as long as you know what a cycle is, which is the business volume that's flowing through your business center. So anytime you have 900 BV, which is business volume, I say points, Isagenix is going to cash them out, pull 600 from one side, 300 from the other, and they're going to pay you 1 cycle of pay, which is about $54 and some change. So for those of you who are brand spanking new and you're sharing and you're fired up, we just want to make sure that you know and you're not completely lost. All right. So personal cycle growth. The goal is week over week over week, you're growing your personal cycles. And that benchmark, which Samantha's going to talk about, is going to be based on your previous activity, whether that's 0 weeks or maybe 6 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever that is. All right. So that's the first column, is that we want to make sure that your business is growing. Not just you, not just your team, but your business is growing as a whole. You're retaining customers, you're acquiring new customers, and you have other people that are succeeding and duplicating. The next one is personal enrollments. And this is something that's super important because having been in Isagenix for 5.5 years, I will tell you all that I enroll on average 50 to 100 new people every single year, okay? So people say to me, Renee, you've got to have blown through your hot and warm market. You must be only working in your cold market. And the answer is no. Every day we're meeting new people. Every day we're connecting with people. Every day someone has been watching us who finally reaches out to us. So what I want you to realize is that the activity of recruiting, connecting, it never dies. It never ends. Okay. I'm always out there trying to meet new people, trying to connect with people, whether it's on social media or belly to belly, and I want to encourage you to use that. Some of you are more comfortable in social media. That's okay too. I built my business from nothing to 6 figures 100% on social media. So if that's your jam and maybe your full-time gig takes up your time and you really got to be more efficient with your time, social media might be your thing, all right? So just go with what you know and what's comfortable for you, but also push yourself a little bit outside that comfort zone. Don't get stuck there, okay? Don't hide behind the screen all the time. Just know that there's a world beyond your computer and social media. So you always want to be recruiting and you always want to be contributing to your own team, okay? You don't want to just be dependent upon others. The next column is going to be your personally enrolled rank advancements. That means that you personally are introducing Isagenix to people and you're helping them to grow. You're helping them to share with people. You're helping them to achieve consultant, manager, director, executive, and moving them through the ranks. So you're going to get rewarded for that in this formula. And last but not least is the number of weeks that you're going to be active at your current rank. Okay. So hopefully each week you're going to be active. It's going to be for manager and above. So for this contest, you want to make sure you get to manager. And throughout the duration of the contest, you want to get to executive. That's going to be your goal, is to rank advance to executive to qualify for this trip. Now, whether the trip is on your radar or not, this formula is still so important for you to gauge your growth in your business and your activity and making sure that you are spending your time wisely in each of these categories. So I want to bring on Samantha Lactor. She is a complete rock star. She inspires so many of us to get organized, to put it out there, to make the plan. And she's going to give you guys some of her best tips, how she does it, why she does it, and inspire you to get organized and take action. So where is she? She unmuted. Hold on, let me unshare my screen. 1 second.
Oh, what did I do? Who knows? Okay,
there you are.
Hi. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right,
Cool.
So Samantha's going to share her wisdom, her nuggets, and make sure you have a pen and paper down. If you don't already have your formula, like this is mine from last month. Oh, and I want to note, so the 2 rock stars that are sharing, Samantha is number 20 in the Grand Caymans Challenge, okay, the Grand Adventure Challenge, number 20. So that means she is leveraging this formula and putting it into action to earn the points to have this business growth. So she is going to knock your socks off. Take it away, sister.
Hey guys, so sorry I'm clearly in my bedroom. My husband travels for work and he's away, and my daughters are upstairs, so I couldn't be in my office. So this is what my bed looks like. I don't know, a lot of people have the same bed. So anyway, let's just go with it. What I love about Leader in Action, number one, is it shows the health of your business overall. And so this is a really powerful tool because your business will plateau or will not be in growth if all 4 sections of this formula are not moving and increasing and getting better. So just look at this as if we owned a coffee shop. We could look at all the different facets of our coffee shop and say, okay, these rolls sell every week. Yay, I'm going to keep ordering them. These employees don't suck. I'm going to keep them on payroll. This particular location's rent is great. It's the same kind of thing. So when we look at our business, we have to treat it like we would any type of business. And we have to be looking at certain metrics on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And that's what the Leader of Action truly, truly is. So I want to make sure that number one, we can find what our baseline is, because the very first column of Leader in Action talks about cycle growth. And to have cycle growth, you have to know what your baseline is. So I'm going to go through this very, very quickly. Jot this down. If somebody on my team's on the call, if you can just reverb what I'm saying into the comment section, that would think, or Renee can do it. That's great. So you want to log into your back office. And you want to go to the 3rd tab to the right, which is the contest and promo tab, my favorite tab. So just go ahead and find that tab. And then on the very bottom right, there's going to be like little squares of all the stuff going on. On the bottom right, there's a square that says leadership pools, executive leadership pools. Whatever one you're currently playing in or the one you could play in next will be there. And you want to go to view reports. So you're going to be, so contest tab, I have to think about this, executive leadership, bottom right, and then you're going to go to view reports. It's going to be like one of 3 or 4 choices. Once you go to view reports, you're going to go to whatever one you're in currently. So for some of you, the next one might be director, might be executive. For those of us who've been around a while, it's more. And you just want to go to make sure that you're on current month. That's really, really important that you click on current month, because if you click on last month, different baseline. Okay, so current month, and it's going to tell you what your personal net cycle growth baseline is. If we were doing a call about pools or other things, we'd be looking at a different baseline. We need to know what the personal net cycle growth baseline is. Okay, that's how we're going to get our first column, right? And so let's say I'm really bad at math. Thank God Isagenix does not require any. So for easy math, let's just say that baseline says 5, okay? The plus or minus is going to be your weekly cycle. So if this week you had 6, for this week in your Leader in Action formula, which you should be filling out, I have a little binder, it would say +1. If you had 4 and your baseline was 5, it would say -1. Okay, so I want everyone to really understand that at the end of the month, you do not want a 0 in any column. And this column can be a little tricky, especially if you're having some success or you have had some success. If it's not tricky, go for it. This can be a great multiplier. This particular column is not capped. This is not capped. So this column could have 20, 90, 5, 6, 3, 4. And one thing I wanted to make sure is I know a lot of people on my team were bummed out to miss the 5,000 point advantage to the Grand Cayman contest. But just so you guys know, number 1 and 2 in the contest did not have that 5,000 point advantage. So, you know, it is not over. It's not over till we win, but it's not over until it's over. So every single person on this call has a great opportunity to be in the top 125 and hit that contest. So what are some things that we can all do? I want to share some actual action items that we can all do to move our cycle growth. So I track this daily. Like I know exactly where I am right now, and I can like do math. It's basic math, thank God, to know like, am I going to hit my baseline or not by Sunday, right? And so some of the things that I do to help increase my cycle growth is I always commit, no matter what, when I'm enrolling someone, to pick a product. I like pick one every week. It's a game for me. And ask them, you know, we'll get through the whole pack, pick the flavors, all that stuff. And then I'll just say, you know, there's one other product I really love and I need to tell you about it because it's my favorite. And one of my favorites, you guys, to share is the coffee, because I don't know about you guys, but I love to have my shakes with the coffee as a base. So what I say is, you know, I'd love to share my my cold brew coffee recipe with you. You got to get the coffee though, because it's, you know, I go through it's low acidic, blah 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 blah, and I go through the whole thing and I try to add BV. Really important. So pick a product every week that you're just committed, no matter what, even if they come in and you like feel like you had to like move mountains to get them here, you still commit to just introducing them and exposing them to one product. Even if they don't order it at that time, you know what I see a lot is in their next order, they add it. So it doesn't have to be coffee. I'm just giving you an example. It might be something else that you love. Maybe it's kids vitamins. Maybe it's hydrate. Hydrate's one I do a lot. And so just commit, because every BV counts, right? Every BV counts. And so that's one way I really try to get my cycle growth. Now you can imagine if you have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people committing to that, the cycle growth is bigger, right? If you have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 people committing to no matter what, when we enroll a pack, we try to add one more product, that can be major gains in your business. And so, you know, it starts with you. I started just with me. Everybody in this call started their organization with just them. And so if you can start traditions now that you carry on and duplicate in your organization that include boosting order carts, that's a really great way to start and continue your business. And you guys, I'm in year 5 and I just started doing this adding thing I just talked about like 6 months ago. So it's always a good time to start a new tradition in your business. Some other things I do to get cycle growth up or get BV within my organization is I'll just do a product of the week highlight in my group. And so I'll just be like, hey, there's a product we haven't talked about in a while and I want to talk about it with everyone. I like to do the greens in there, hydrate. You can talk about anything and share why it's amazing. And then a lot of times I'll just say anyone who orders it this weekend, just comment below and everybody's going to go in a drawing for one of the newest hoodies from Isagenix. And so I'll invest a little bit in my business, $40, $50, get a swag item, and I'll encourage BV that way. Remember, we're just trying to expose everybody to more and more products. Imagine if everybody in your organization loved 50 products instead of just 7. Right? And they were constantly ordering every few months these 50 products. That all comes from you, right? It's exposure. I love to expose people to the body lotion. I don't know if anyone has used that. It's really thick and creamy and fantastic. I could do a whole commercial about our Isagenix body lotion. No joke. And I give it out for every teacher gift, everything, right? So if you're not talking about these little things, get people addicted to these other things, you know, you're doing your business a disservice. And remember, everything duplicates from you. So if you ask somebody when they start, hey, do you have a body lotion you love? Guess what your team's going to do? They're going to ask everybody about body lotion that they love, right? So it's just exposing. That's how you boost carts. Okay. I could go on and on about, I have like a whole list of things. So yeah, the other thing I do too, if I'm going to be way off, you guys, if my baseline's like here and my auto ships are here and I'm like, oh, how am I going to do it? Right. Because I'm looking at this leadership in action on the daily. Renee like makes fun of me because of how much I look at it and talk about it. If you're going to be way off, I usually will do a contest, a swag contest. So I'll get one of the bags. And by the way, if you go to conference, I recommend just grabbing some stuff from the store to do some of these things I'm talking about with, but I'll get one of the gym bags and I'll put a shirt in there and an amp or whatever. And I'll make it like a bag, a swag bag. And I might have $150 value. It might have a $50 value. It doesn't matter. People do lots of things just for pencils, but I'll put a swag bag together and I'll do a bundle contest for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'll post about a bundle that I made up. I make this stuff up. So like it might be, I try to make it products that don't come in the packs because I want to expose them. So it could be like a body lotion, I don't know. I just did a body lotion, a shower gel, and sleep spray. And I think there was something else in there. I don't know. And I did it. And anyone who ordered that, all they had to do was screenshot their order and put it in the comment section. And then all those people went into a randomizer and I picked out the swag bag and I mailed it. Right. So that's ways to get BV up, like in a pinch, in a hurry. The other thing, you guys, is just to message people. I'll do a voice memo. Does everybody know that you can do a voice memo and send the same memo to a lot of people? If you don't know how to do that, I will put it in the comment section when it's no longer my turn to chat, unless Renee knows how to do it and she can put it in there. But you just do a voice memo. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, I don't know if I ever told you about this product. I'm realizing that I didn't share this with everyone, but I'm obsessed with the kids' vitamins. My kids love them. They taste like orange juice. That's what they think. And I don't know if I even told you, but you have kids. And so and I just do this little message and I'm really excited about it. And I'm just like, you got to throw these in your order. If you don't have them, you got to get them, right? So it's exposure. My contests are posted in my product group. And I'm probably not on your team, Crystal, so whatever. But if you message me, I'll screenshot you it. I'm happy to share with anyone. Okay, so that's the column one. I just want to talk about column one. Column two is enrollment. So I just told you I'm in my 5th year. I had 8 enrollments last month. I average between 70 and 120 every year. Enrollments are the lifeblood of our organization. And for the leader in action formula, the normal formula that we use, the cap on this column is 5. For the Grand Cayman, the cap is 10. So that's really important. You want to be getting as close to the 10 as you can. But on a monthly basis, what Isagenix says is healthy businesses that are in momentum, that are not in any dire straits, that are not, they're in good place. They have at least 5 enrollments a month. So like Renee, or I guess not like Renee, I feel like I'm pretty much through my warm and hot market, and I went through them a long time ago. So I just wanted to share, I hope it's helpful, some way, my last 8 enrollments and where they came from. I hope that that's good. So, so my first enrollment came from, one of the things I really recommend is if you feel really passionate about something, I'm going to share the 2 things I feel passionate about, then those are the groups you should be in on Facebook, if you're building on Facebook. Okay. So one of mine is very political, and we're not going to go there on this particular call, but I have a very strong political opinion, and I'm in that group, and it wouldn't matter what side you feel like politically, you could be on either one. Right. And then I have a golden doodle. And if you're not friends with me on Facebook, you should just be friends with me just to see how cute my golden doodle is. I love him. He's so yummy. His name's Pancakes. He should have his own Facebook if I had a minute for myself, which I don't, as you can tell, because I'm doing this call from my bedroom. But those are the 2 things I feel passionate about: my dog and politics. So those are the 2 groups that I build on in Facebook. So what's cool about that is I can add value very easily and very quickly. And yeah, do not friend request me. Jessica's right. Please just follow me. And if you follow me and comment on stuff, I'll comment on your stuff too. But anyway, so I can talk about my dog's ears, how cute he is. He just had a portrait. Get it? Portrait. I put those in there. I can talk, you guys, I can talk about pancakes forever. Okay. I can also talk about politics forever. Those are things that make my heart sing. I love them. I add value. So here's what I do. I'll add value. And if somebody else adds something I like, I'll comment below, and then I friend request them, because the lifeblood of our funnel, our sales funnel, is how many new friends we have every week. So my goal is 3 new friends a day. I'm a full-time Isagenix lover here. So when I was building this with my full-time job and my dog and my kids, I had a baby, and I had a 3-year-old and a husband, and I had a lot of stuff going on. I was just one new friend a day was my goal. So figure out what that is for you. But new friends are important because I'm really consistent on social media. I post about Isagenix once or twice a week, and then I post about my life and how chaotic and crazy it is. But the people that I connect with and vibe with really fast that I enroll come from those groups. So my first enrollment of last month was from my political group. She messaged me, said one of my memes was really funny. And then she, I'll read that in a second, Rihanna. So, and then she just said, what do you do for work? It looks like you do something with health. And I'm like, yeah, girl. I'm like, here it is. So whatever. So that was like easy. I mean, she screenshotted me her credit card, like in the freaking chat. So, and I don't even know her. She's from a whole nother state. And I love, by the way, Facebook groups are a great way to get people from other states in your organization. Okay, so that was one. My second and third enrollments came from a meetup group that I met people at, a book club one. So if you haven't gone on meetup.com and taken a look at some things that you might like to do or like to learn about, that's a really great place to like look around and say, wow, okay, I like to read. So I might want to do that. I like to hike, so I might want to do that. There's a lot of great things. My 4th enrollment came from Toastmasters. If you've never visited a Toastmasters, you can visit twice without any commitment. It's about public speaking. The reason why I like it is because the people who go there are trying to better themselves. And those are the kind of people I like to attract on my team. I feel like people rather die than public speak. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that study, but like when given the choice between death and public speaking, people choose death. Like that, they don't actually choose death, but they choose, like they'll circle death as the choice, like in a multiple choice. So anyone who feels like public speaking, I feel like that's a good place for me to meet my people. So that's great. You guys can just go to Toastmasters, like Google it, and you'll find the site and go to one. They have afternoon, they have night groups, they have day groups. There'll be a million of them near you. So definitely check that out. So that was where my 4th enrollment came from. Okay. My 5th enrollment came from, it's like a networking group that I go to consistently. There's quite a few probably in your area, so you can look up networking groups. This one is a women only one, and I like it. It's called Polka Dot Powerhouse. sounds really corny. It kind of is, but there's some great people in there. So you might want to see if there's one near you. If there's not, you could start one. That's a great way to get to know people. My sixth enrollment was a friend of a friend who wasn't interested. So you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't say, I know this isn't for you, but do you know anyone who is looking to create time or financial freedom in their life? I'm really looking to meet them. So the other thing, number 7 came from a dinner party. So one of the ways I like to expose people or get to know people is, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Okay. So the way I like to get to know people is I want you guys right now to really quickly, I'm trying to go really fast. I think I'm out of time. I want you to really think in your mind about someone that you know that's really influential. And this is not, you're not trying to think of someone you want in your business, just someone that you know that's very influential that likes you. They have to like you. Okay. So now that you have that person in your mind, instead of trying to get them to be an Isagenix, which you can do that, but what I like to do is I like to ask them if they would be open to hosting a dinner for me. It would really help me if you would host a dinner and invite your 5 girlfriends, your 5 friends, your 5 most favorite couples, whatever. And I will bring the dessert, like bomb dessert, like dessert from the best bakery that ever came, the most expensive desserts. I'm going to make you look like a hero because I'm going to bring the best desserts to your party. And they do. So this person came from that. I have a realtor friend. She's very well connected, just Isagenix for whatever reason at this moment in her life. And for the last 5 years that I've asked her is not for her, but I have enrolled like her friends. So that's amazing. Right. And then the 8th enrollment, it's like, again, it's another referral situation. So don't leave referrals on the table. So if you have a friend who doesn't want to build, who's in here, or who just doesn't want to, I don't know, she doesn't want to be healthy. He doesn't want to be healthy. They don't like you. I don't know, whatever. They're not into this for whatever reason. You have to go back to them. Right now is the time to go back to them and say, you know what? I know I've talked to you about Isagenix a lot and you're probably sick of hearing it. So I'm all done talking to you about it, but here's the good news. That's the good news. Here's the other good news. You can still be a great friend and help me. You can still be a great friend and help me. I know that you're amazing and you know people. Like, who could you open a chat with? Like, it could be anyone. And start naming people. Do you know any bartenders? My favorite people to enroll are bartenders. Do you know a bartender? Do you know who's your favorite? I don't know. Who's your favorite like sports friend, like that does sports or coaches sports, or start giving them some ideas and just be like, I just that okay. And then I just want to say one more thing about this column. This is really important. You want to find people that are referral partners with you. So if you aren't in a networking group, you can still do this. Like, say there's a really amazing realtor in your area, like amazing realtor, right? And they love their realtor business. They don't want to be in your business. You don't want to be a realtor, right? So just have respect for that. But you guys can still be really great referral partners. So I like to do what's called a one-to-one. So you sit with them for an hour. You talk for 30 minutes. They talk for 30 minutes. And at the end of that hour, both of you leave that meeting agreeing that you're going to introduce each other, whether it be through email, through text, through whatever, you're going to introduce each other to 4 people. Okay. So we go into the meeting with, here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I need help with. Here's who I'm looking to meet. And I go through my thing and she comes up with 4 people during that meeting. Okay. And then her 30 minutes, she talks about what she's looking for, what she needs. And we go through all these things and she goes through 4 people and I come up with 4 people and we leave with the agreement that I'm going to leave this meeting, or I'm going to sit right here on my laptop and I'm going to somehow, whether I like to be introduced in Facebook message, my realtor likes to be introduced in email. I'm going to connect you guys. It's like, hey, her name is Mary. Hey, Mary, and Sally, I wanted to introduce you guys. I hope you find this mutually beneficial. Sally, I love Mary. Oh my God, she's the best realtor in the whole state of Connecticut. You have to meet her. She wanted to meet you because of XYZ. Mary, this is Sally. Sally's been my friend for 29 years and I love her and she's a rock star and you guys are going to whatever. And then I let them take it away and I ask them to do the same for me. I don't need anyone to do my job. Just introduce me. Okay. So that's how I get 8 enrollments a month or 10 enrollments a month. In the month before this, I had 13. So it's just constantly asking, constantly doing the do, constantly meeting new people. You need to be tracking how many new people you're meeting so that you can be tracking your funnel. And that's a whole nother conversation. Okay. Personally enrolled rank advancements. I'm just going to go through this really quickly. This column is really important because this multiplier also has no cap. Okay. So this number could be off the roof. And this is really about going back into the people who are here and being like, listen, you do not have to pay for this. I have never paid for this. If you have paid for that, don't say that. But if you've never, I don't want to pay for this. I don't like you to pay for this. I wish I didn't have to pay at Stop and Shop. That's our grocery store. I don't know what yours is called, but isn't it crazy that we don't have to pay for this? I know you don't want to pay for this. So all we have to, are you open to not paying for this? That's what I say to people. Are you open to not paying for this? Just so you know, in 5 years, no one has said no to that question. Are you open to not ever paying for this stuff? People are like, yeah, I'm open to that. I'm like, all right, there are so many ways to do this. I'm going to give you 3 choices. And I give them 3 choices. They can have a couple people at their house and I can come over. They can get a couple people on a Zoom and I can Zoom. They can send a text message that I give them to 10 people, or they can do a post on social media, which I will help them with, right? So I give them 4 choices, I guess. So I give them 4 choices on just how to get their stuff paid for. And then I let them self-select at that point if they want to go further. I'm like, oh my gosh, $150. What do you think? Do you like that? But you can bring anyone to consultant. I feel like you can bring anyone to consultant. And then from there, it's just really seeing who's going to go to the next level, who wants to go to the next level. I really, really just want to encourage you to look through your organization. For some of you that have been here a while, there are people there that are terminated, that are inactive, that would love to get their food for free. So I just go back to them and I'm like, I know you had an amazing experience 3 years ago. I know you loved Isagenix last month. I don't know if I shared with you the right way, or I really helped you understand that you never have to pay for this. So are you open to doing Isagenix again if you never had to pay for it? I just put it out there. And I get really great results from that. I did not make that up. Jessica Regner made that up. So I just stole it from her. I think she's on this call. So thanks, Jess. That works. And then lastly, number of weeks at executive or at current rank. For Leader in Action, it's executive. For the Grand Cayman, it's manager or above, but you do have to get to executive. Okay. So just in that last column, what I just want to share is that you need to go executive and then go executive again and then go executive again and then go executive again and continue to go executive until you max out your center. And that is the absolute health of your organization, is how many times that you have gone executive and how many times you continue to go executive and how many executives you create. Going executive is about going first as a leader. And some people on this call have maybe you've never enrolled anyone, but executive is a standard, and it's a standard you either adhere to in your team role or you don't. And being an executive is not a question. If you want to max out your center, if you want to win the contest, if you want to really have a healthy business, executive really just means that you have a lot of people who are doing a little bit, or you have a couple people doing a lot. It can mean a lot of things, but executive is the true health of your business. And it is not hard. We go to work to make it hard. It is very simple. It is 10 people who know 2 people and everybody eats. So it's 30 people eating. So this is not difficult, but it's just really continuing to have conversations around getting products paid for, and however that feels good for you. For me, it's like, you never have to pay for this stuff again. I like that. For you, it might be, would $500 a month change your world? I mean, you guys are reading what's going on out in the world, and people are losing their houses. They're losing their cars. They can't grocery shop. There's GoFundMe's because someone's pet has to, have a doctor's appointment. I mean, this is the world we live in. $500 a month is a game changer for people. And we have the game that can change that. And so we just need to keep having those conversations and feeling really strong in our posture about those conversations, because they literally can change people's lives. And I just want to end with, it changed my life. And the person who had the conversation with me, I did not know. She was out on social media. She sent me a message. She asked me if I was open to Extreme's amount of wealth. I don't know who says no to that. I didn't know her. She lives in LA. I live in Connecticut. And I got on the phone with her, with my husband, and I will always be grateful. Everything has changed for our family. Everything has changed for my daughters, the legacy that I'm able to create. And I'm so thankful she was brave. I'm so thankful she went first. I'm so thankful she went executive again and again and again. And I'm so, so insanely thankful that she asked me if I was open to this opportunity. I owe her absolutely everything. I could never repay her for what she's given to my family. And the people that you share with, that's the same feeling that they could also have in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You could absolutely change the game for their children. My little girls live a completely different life than they would have lived if I did not get to hear those very simple words, which is, are you open for extreme amounts of income? So I'm forever grateful, and I'm thankful for all of you. And I love all of you guys. And if you have any questions, I'm going to answer in the comments. Right now, I just couldn't read into it because I'm in my bedroom with an iPad propped up on a pillow. I hope you guys know what a mess this looks like right now in my house, and how you can still make six figures and not have makeup on, or a bra. I don't think I have a bra on, like that kind of stuff. So I just want you to know that this can be a total crap show and still be really, really, really financially fantastic.
Love you. Always bringing it real. I love it. If you guys were not inspired to get off this call and take action, you're in the wrong place. For sure. That was so good and so funny. So funny. You just brought such light to so many around all the time. Thank you, Samantha, so much. Okay, so Rhiannon is going to hop on and share.
Can you hear me?
I can. So Rhiannon, you're about a year in, right?
February 20th will be my year anniversary.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got two very different perspectives here, which is kind of why I wanted you guys to see coming from two different places. So Rhiannon is an executive. You're a Crystal executive. And she's been in right under a year. And so you're going to get a perspective from somebody who's, still building their business, where many of you are at right now, where Samantha has been in for over 5 years. She has many stars after her name. She cycles multiple times a month, a week. And so I want you guys to see that no matter where you're at in your build, whether you're cycling 1 time a week or cycling 0 times a week, it doesn't matter. You can still leverage the Leader Action Formula. And Rhiannon is crushing the Leader in Action Formula, okay? The minute she heard about this trip, she was all over it. Like hard press, questions, grilling, making sure she understood the ins and outs. And I want to inspire you to really go and do that today as well, because it will change the face of your business. I mean, just last week alone, I believe she created 2 consultants last week. She's going executive all over again. Just incredible. And I think Rhiannon,
I hope.
Yeah, you will. You will. We know you will. There's no hoping here. There's you will. So Rhiannon, you're also, I think, what number are you in the Grand Caymans Challenge?
37.
37. Y'all, we are bringing the top of the top when it comes to mastering this Leader in Action Formula. So Rhiannon's going to share with you guys for a couple minutes, brief nuggets. We're not going to keep you too long because we want to respect your time and call this before it gets too late so you guys can go out, because I know you're all fired up. I mean, after what Samantha shared and what Rhiannon's going to share, I'm going to be over here crunching my numbers to figure out how many points I got the past 2 weeks. All right, Rhiannon, take it away, sister.
Okay, now I'm not sure I can be as entertaining as Samantha, but she's awesome. And I agree that people do things for pencils. I'm a teacher, and I swear when you could put chocolate covered crap in the break room and people eat it. So, she's hilarious. But I do want to preface it with everything I've learned from videos and calls that have been sent to our team. So for anyone that's new, you got to watch them. You have to dial in. You have to just do it. It's a reminder. My husband would be like, what the heck, you on another call? You have to do that. So everything I've learned that I'm going to say, I've learned through the calls and suggestions that Elizabeth has sent me. But in my first year, I did, I think I enrolled 80, something like that. And I will say for people, the biggest mistake that I made was not sharing the business. And here is why I didn't. I wasn't comfortable with people thinking that I was trying to get them to sell, okay? And you have to get that out of your head. And when it does, it's a whole different game. And the reality is you're not trying to get them to sell. You're trying to get them to better their lives. You're trying to help them. There is no better feeling than helping someone feel better about themselves. And if you can give that gift to someone else, that truly is what it is. So when you kick that thought, you really have to think of it that way. Another quote, I got some messages. How do you do what you do? How do you enroll all these people? I heard a quote, and I don't know if it was in Celebration, but they said this: the reality is people are going to hear about Isagenix. And the question is, will it be from you? And I'm telling you, I think of that every day. And you have to as well. So this is what I do. I've never even looked at this leadership pool before. January. So I knew it existed. I was like, I can't get that. I'm not even remotely close to being able to do that. And I'm so happy that they made it even playing field as far as not having to be an executive currently in order to get there. I think that opens it for a lot more people and makes it even. So this is what I suggest. At the end of January, I was exhausted because sometimes that happens, right? Because you're on fire, you're doing it. And I'm a teacher too, and I tell kids, you can say you want it. The question is, do you really want it? You can say, you can think, it's about doing. So this is what you have to do if you want this. I message people non-stop. It is 30 minutes of my day every day. So I would say the first week, you're blasting messages. Copy, paste, copy, paste. It's not hard. Copy, paste. Yes, you cater it a little bit. My messages do change from time to time because I do go by like the vibe that I'm feeling. So my message yesterday was, hey, I've been doing this a year and I have to tell you, and I wouldn't be messaging you if number one, it didn't work. And number two, there wasn't a 30-day guarantee. You could try it. Every message sometimes changes like every week, but it's copy paste. At least 50 people in that first week of each month, you have to message 50 people. Because you need the enrollments, right? So then after that first week, at least 50 people, at least. You got 100, get 100. But then the second week I focus on people that I currently have. So this is the issue if you're new, because you don't have maybe a lot of customers or a lot of people that you can go to and say, hey, you got to share this with 2 people, which was my biggest mistake. Remember, my first 6 months of doing this, I did not share that there was another side because I didn't want people to get ticked off that I was trying to get them to sell. You have to get your people. And so if you don't have anyone currently that is loving it, then you have to send 100, 150 messages. So I will say the tip for my messages at the end, I always say it has to be the right time. And if this is not the right time for you, just ignore my message. And I'd rather them ignore me because what does that do? That gives me the opportunity to tell them, hey, there's a sale. I know you weren't interested before, but maybe you are now. But again, if it's not the right time, no big deal. That leaves the window open because if they reach out, if they say back, no, I'm not interested, well, then it's like a little harder for you. So I always end my messages with, if it's not the right time, I get it. So just ignore my message. You know, they got it. So I would say message as many people, end with that note so that you can touch back with them. And then the next thing is you got to help them get to. You have to do that. That was the biggest mistake. And honestly, it was a bad mistake. I won't make that mistake anymore because, and I don't know if anyone watched, I've been obsessed and I've been on fire ever since the Jimmy the Butcher video. And listen, my kids say, if I have to hear about Jimmy the Butcher one more time, if you did not hear the call about Jimmy the Butcher, you have to Google it. The Isagenix guy who is from Pennsylvania made $70 million, he and his daughters in 16 years. Come on, people. If Jimmy the Butcher 74 can do it, we can do it. You have to watch that video, share that with people. And I'm telling you, I've shared it with at least 30 people in the last 2 weeks and they're interested. They're not doing it yet, but they're getting into it because it makes it simple. It's just 2. Hold on, I'm trying to see what else I had written down here. I mean, that's what I do, but I will say at least a half hour a day I'm working on Isagenix. It's not like a sit back and it's going to happen for you. It won't. If you want it, just like all these people are telling you in any calls, you have to actually have action plan and do it. And it will work. It will come through. So Renee said something in the beginning. I message people and I get ghosted. I love ghosts. Don't message me back. You're not interested. I'll keep reaching out. I had a lady who I only messaged once, like 6 months ago, said, hey, I'm ready for Isagenix. Okay, come on. If you never message them, they won't know. Do not post out on Facebook or Instagram and think people are going to see it. They won't. Jenny, my friend, she was doing this for 3 years. I had no idea. I didn't see her post. It was not until she personally messaged me. You have to get personal and you have to message people. But yeah, now Samantha was talking a lot about the personal growth and a lot of you may not even be there. I'm sitting on 3 cycles a week. That's what I do. I'm not even close to some of these people. So don't let that discourage you because that just means you have a lot more room to grow. And so stay positive and keep at it. And I don't know. I don't know what else, but it's doing. Half an hour a day, message. I've already had some people contact me yesterday. For my people who want to share, I write the messages for them. They're like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, no worries. Bam. I send them a message. I said, use that, cater it. I do the work for my people, because the reality is a lot of people are a little bit lazy. They don't really, or they're scared. And I said, look, this is what I do. This is what I send. You want to use it? Here it is. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. So help them. Also, the other thing is, if you're a good enroller, like you can get people's attention. I give my people to people. You want to get that upfront money. And I don't know if this is good or bad, but there are people that are with me for a long time and they have one person, and that one person's committed, but they cannot get that second person. And it's whether they are scared or they just don't have the networking capabilities. Some people are just not good at connecting. I have given them my people so that they become the level that is needed. And that may be against the rules. I don't know. But Jimmy the Butcher said, help your people get to people. And that is the truth. So I believe you're all on one team. I believe that, if you can help people, they're going to be willing to help people, and they'll all follow your lead. But that's what I do.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to counteract that. Don't give people away, because you never know who's going to be the next Isagenix millionaire. If I had given away, and I'll give you guys a good example, I just want to make sure everyone knows. If I had given away Amanda Ham, who makes more money than I do in Isagenix, I would have been one sad, sorry woman, because staying executive, I make $500 to $700 a week off of her cycle match alone. If you don't understand what that means, that's okay. But the bottom line is, you don't ever want to give someone away, because you never know what they're
doing. I did only do it twice, because I had to get that bonus. But
it's so true. I mean, you do want to help your people find too. You just want them to be there too. And so great tips, Rhiannon, where you're saying, help them write that post. And, if they're struggling to get enrollment, ask them to see your conversations. That's something that's really, really big. I've been hearing a lot about this over the past couple of weeks. And then I've been hearing some incredible success stories from people who said, well, what are you saying? Show me what you're saying. And just right there, every single one of you, you're on this call, you're a leader in the sense that you now have new skills that you can help share with someone else to help them to become a leader in their own right. So you want to help them. You want to see, what are they doing? It might just be a matter of tweaking one thing, or maybe them not saying as much as they're saying. So, now that you've enrolled 1 or 2 or 20 or 500 people, it's your opportunity to really step into that role and show them the way. So whether it's helping them with a post, helping them with a response, helping them with a conversation or dialogue, or seeing what they're writing and giving them some coaching and feedback on that, you're going to be able to help them find too, and you're going to be able to crush this Leader in Action formula. So here's your challenge for this coming week. I want everybody to print this out, and I want you guys to track yourselves. It's okay if you have zeros. I had zeros last week. It's not the end of the world. It's just a matter of what takes place during that period of it's called the pool month. It aligns with the contest month, okay? You just don't want to have any zeros in any of the columns at the end of that month. So you want to rank advance at least one person. You want to grow by at least one cycle. You want to personally enroll at least one person, okay? That's what you're looking to accomplish. You don't want to overcomplicate it. You just want to focus on those very small things to get you ultimately to where you want to go. So I know you guys learned so many incredible things. I know a ton of you have already asked for the recording. We're going to get you guys the recording as fast as we can, but go out and start thinking about how you can grow in each of these different columns over the course of the next week. And then we want you guys to post up your results for next week so we can celebrate your success. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have an awesome night.